Kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Porch Light Letters podcast number 2236. It's a pajamas kind of day. Actually, I should have left my pajamas on instead of putting a t-shirt on. Oh well, we'll live in. I've done shows in my PJs before. I did one last night in my PJs, and I bet you didn't even notice. But today was a pajamas kind of day. It was one of those. So what I did last night is I turned off my alarm clock. I have my alarm clock and I also have one on my phone because my phone does this recording of the sleep thing. And so it has an alarm clock. So I turned it off. I went in there, I turned it off. I made sure it was off. Then I went out of did the save thing, went out of the program, everything. And then on my little bedside one that gets louder and louder and louder, I turned that one off as well. And I had a little sticky note saying alarm is off. So I wouldn't forget to turn it back on this morning. And my thought was, I'm just going to sleep. I'm just going to go to bed and I'm going to sleep until I wake up. I haven't done that in a long time. So it's always just been getting up when the alarm goes off and everything else. Let's just see what happens. Well, let me tell you. I went to bed last night. I crawled into bed. I did my normal nightly routine. I got into bed. I read for a little bit. My eyes were starting to close. Well, in fact, I was dropping the Kindle. So I knew it was time to put that away. And all I had read was like 2 paragraphs. And so I put the Kindle down on my bedside table. I turned over. I went to sleep. I woke up at some point. Oh, I have to get up and go to the bathroom. Ugh. Got up, went to the bathroom, came back to bed, slid back in, got down, got all snuggly and comfy. And the alarm on my phone went off. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I am wide awake at this point, but I'm snuggling back down in bed because it could be the middle. I don't know what time it was. That it was still dark outside in the little half-light window thingy I've got up there. I thought, I'm not even going to look to see what time it is. I'm just going to crawl back into bed and go back to sleep. So, and then my alarm on my phone went off, and I'm like, I turned that thing off. What the heck is it? Somehow the alarm turned itself back. I don't know how, why, or where, but it turned itself back on. When it comes to things like turning alarms off, I am pretty like, that is definitely off. I cancel out of it. I go do something else on the phone. Then I go back in and I check. Yep, it's canceled. I did all my checkpoints that I normally do. It was off. It went off at 5:07 this morning, just after I got back into bed. Like, I got back into bed. I snuggled down. I was just at the point of falling asleep when it goes off. It's like, damn it. And that went off. And so I turned it off. And then I was like, wide awake. Okay, we are now wide awake. It's like, crap, I wanted to sleep in this one. Well, I'm going to lay here and read for a little bit. Yeah, that lasted till 6 o'clock. So I'm like, I've had enough of laying in bed and getting up. So that was my experiment of turning my alarms off and just laying in bed this morning, trying to be lazy and wake up. And I thought, oh, go take a shower and get dressed. And I thought, oh, hang on. My stomach started rumbling. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go have breakfast first, and then I'll go and have a shower. When I went and had breakfast and did all my normal morning stuff, and then I thought, oh, let me go do some sorting. I'll go do some sorting. So I went and did some sorting, before I get all hot and sweaty, and then I can go take a shower. And so I'm running around the house all day in my PJs. Not a problem. It gets to lunchtime, and I open up the fridge, and I've got plenty of food in the fridge, and I just look and I thought, there's nothing inspiring. I don't feel like cooking anything. I don't feel like preparing anything. And I thought, screw it, pull out the phone. And I thought, which takeout do I want? So I ended up doing McDonald's because it's the closest. Did the phone order, drove, still in my PJs, hopped in my car. I have never gotten in the car in my PJ. Actually, no, the night that Zeffie died, which was 7 weeks ago today, the night that she died, I was in my PJs. And so I got in my PJs and I drove off to McDonald's. Did the curbside pickup thing in my PJs and drove back home again, had lunch, and was about to get up from lunch when a friend of mine who I hadn't spoken to for a while called, and we ended up talking for over an hour on the phone. And I was sort of like, and all I could think of was, I need to get to that sorting. I need to do some sorting. And so by the time all of that was done, I got up, I went and did some sorting. As I'm sorting, I'm shredding stuff as I was sorting it as well. So I think the shredder bin is almost full. So I've got to take that out, which is probably going to end up topping. And then I've got to take out the recycling stuff, which is going to end up filling up my recycling bin. So that's then got to go out to the curbside. And then I'll grab the trash and put that out to the curbside as well. But yeah, we had a productive. I got my newsletter written. It hasn't been scheduled yet, so I've got to schedule the newsletter because we're doing something. We're going to try something new in our newsletter this week. We're going to send the newsletter out with a link to go download a handout. Yes, we're going to have a link in the newsletter for you to be able to download a handout. I just have to figure out how to do that connecting thing. So we're trying something new in the newsletter. But what can our a day of PJ, and it was just a very slow, casual day. It wasn't racing around doing anything. It was just, oh, let me go do this. Let me go do that. I have not had a nap today, which is awesome. Did I feel tired? Yeah. So what did I do? I got up because I was at the table. It was just after lunch when the phone rang, and I was getting tired sitting there talking with my friend. Not because I was talking to my friend, but because I was sitting doing nothing. And so as soon as we got off the phone with her, I got up and I just started doing stuff, walking around, started doing some sorting and boxing up some books that are going to be donated. So started that process, and it was actually pretty cool. And I felt the tiredness just kind of like slip away. I'm feeling it now because I'm sitting and I'm kind of being in it, which is why I'm jiggling around so much because I'm trying to stay awake. I did have some coconut water because I could feel myself getting dehydrated. So I had some coconut water before we came in here. But I don't think I had enough. I might have to have some LMNTs. Oh, maybe I could have that might be interesting. Anyway, it hurt. It's that funny bone whack. Yes. Oh, what was that? Someone told me to do this. No, that works. Pinch the web. If you whack something and it hurts, yes, they say pinch the web, and it goes away. It does. Look at that. Anyway. So got some sorting done. Got a box of books ready to be donated. So I've started that sort as well. So I cleared out a box because I needed a battered box to put the donate stuff in. So I went to get a box to put the donate stuff in. I went, that's a good sturdy box. And when I spoke with the movers, I can pack up boxes. I'm not allowed to seal them, but if they are good sturdy boxes that will last the trip, then they won't repack. They would just seal the boxes. If the box is battered or doesn't look like it will make the trip or is too heavy, then they will repack them into their boxes. I was like, I can deal with that. That's not a problem with me at all. But I picked up this box and I thought, that's a good sturdy box. I'm not putting anything to be donated in that. So I walked it out of the room and went and put it in the family room. So I wouldn't use it. Actually, that's where I could go put those other empty boxes because I got that space between the back of the couch and the wall where I could put empty boxes until I need them. I've also got some sitting in the guest bathroom too, so I could do that as well. Anyway, I'm trying to collect the empty boxes into one area so it frees up the other areas as well because I'm clearing the floor and clearing the surfaces right now. So clearing what's been sorted out onto the floors, clearing what's been sorted on top of other boxes, on top of tables, clearing all of that. So that's my first priority is to get that stuff cleared. And then if there's any boxes left in the room that still need to be sorted, then I've got space to sort them. That's what I'm working on. But I don't know how many weeks, like 6 or 7 weeks before the movers come. We've got plenty of time. It's going to get done. And then, of course, I'm going to have all my sell stuff, which is going to be just about everything. All my furniture except for my bed is going to get sold with the exception of the recliner. I'm still going backwards and forwards on the recliner because it's a really comfy recliner. You know, I feel close to Zeffie when I'm in it because that's where she would spend most of it. When we're in here, that's where she would spend most of her time with her head up on the armrest there watching me. So I may take that to New Zealand with me. I'm not 100% sure on that. But my bed is definitely going. And it is the only piece of furniture besides my recliner that I'm going to be taking with me. Everything else is going to get sold. My computer, I said to the movers, I says, okay, I have computers that you guys are going to have to ship because they're too big for me to take them on the planes with me. I can't pack them into suitcases because of the size of them, because of the screen sizes, and making sure that they're packed very well, that they won't get crushed in the suitcase, that sort of stuff. And of course, if anybody sees it going through the thing, they could swipe the suitcase as well. So, and I really don't want to have to ship it. So I will ship it with my house load of things. So I said, there are going to be computers in there. I said, so those boxes will be marked and they better arrive. Because of those, I'm going to have my own list of what I have packed in what boxes. I'm going to make a list of anything that gets repacked, anything that they're packing. The next thing I got to do after I get rid of all the furniture is get rid of all the stuff in the cupboards. There is some stuff I'm taking back to New Zealand. There's stuff I came over from New Zealand with, like my pots and pans and my Temuka cookware, and I'm taking my my hot chocolate mugs. Now, my hot chocolate, I got to tell you the story about my hot chocolate mugs. So a very good friend of mine said to Brad and I, said, what can I get you for a wedding present? And I said to her, I says, well, you know, I says, I want something. I says, I love having a cup of hot chocolate or a cup of tea, but coffee cups are too small. I says, I need to know that I want to know that I've had a cup of chocolate on it. Do you know what she got us? These are total, I wish I had them in here. Because I could show you. They're basically soup bowls with a handle on it that looks like a big teacup. Yeah, they're like about this round and about this deep, and they got a little handle on them. And when I unpacked, and there was 8 of them, and when I unpacked them, I was like, oh, these are awesome. I am not parting with those. Those are going to New Zealand with me, because if I want a cup of hot chocolate, even though they're actually, I think they're supposed to be like soup bowls, but they've got a handle on them so you can drink it like a cup of tea or something. But they're absolutely awesome. They're the size of a soup bowl, like I said, with the handle on the side. But yeah, if I make hot chocolate, it gets poured into one of those. So if you're ever down in New Zealand and you come visit and you want a cup of hot chocolate, you'll get it served in a soup bowl with a handle. Yes, so I definitely know I've had a cup of hot chocolate then at that point. It's like this. I want to know that I've had some water. So those are ones I will definitely not be parting with. I've actually been opening my cupboards and going. Oh, that stays. It stays as in it's going to New Zealand. That's a keep. Should say keep, shouldn't I? Yeah. Go, keep. Go, keep. And I found a box the other day. I looked at this box and it went something from the bar. And we had a wet bar down in the basement in our place in Virginia. And I was like, and I found a plastic bag there and opened up the plastic bag. And inside was all of our stuff for the wet bar, the tools like the swizzle sticks and the little strainer thingy with the springy bit that went around the outside. I don't know what the stuff is called. There's the little tags that go on the bottom of your stem glasses so you know which one's yours. I got a whole bunch of stemware that I will never use. We got a whole bunch of glassware with stems, like champagne glasses, red wine glasses, white wine glasses. There's some beer handle ones in there. And the stuff I will never use. So I'm like, why am I taking it? I'm not going to take it to New Zealand with me. Then I found a box that says like barware or something like that on it. And I'm like, ooh, is that from the bar? And I thought, but hang on, I just opened up all that stuff. So there's going to be a box of barware going as well. So I'm going to go through it to make sure there's nothing else in there, because I've noticed that some boxes will say one thing and you get most of the way through and then all of a sudden there's something else in that box. They've only labeled what was in the top part of the box, but there's something else in the bottom. So I've got to go through the box, unpack everything, take photographs of it, pack it all back up again. Or I guess leave it out so that they can see that it's what they're getting and that sort of thing. And start putting the stuff up for sale online. Yeah, I'm just going to put up, everything's just going to be moving sale and then have what the item is. So you will start getting rid of stuff. I'm sort of like, got my little tables here. Like I've got these nice big long 6-foot tables that fold. They're gonna get sold. They're not going with us. Because I did a smart thing. I asked the moving company, I says, for what you've quoted me on, the cubic feet you've quoted me on, it says, how much room in a container would that take up? And they said the width of the container is 8 feet. The length that you would have would be 10 feet. And you've got 8 foot tall. I was like, okay. So as soon as my goal is to get the floor space in there cleared so I can take some painters to some masking tape and mask down on the floor an 8x10 area that I can start putting boxes into so I can get a visual. But then I suddenly realized, hang on, the rug I have in the living room out in the family room out there that the couch is sitting halfway down on, that's an 8x10 mat. And I thought, yeah, but I'm not taking the couch off there because if I sit down, I'm going to go sliding on the tile floor. So I thought, I could have just used that. And it's like, no, you can't. Then I suddenly thought, well, maybe the mat that is in my craft room, I think might be 8 by 10. And that mat's coming with me because it's really cool. I love it. And it can go on top of carpet and that will be fine. So I might have to go measure that one. And if it's the right size, then that's what I'm going to use to start putting the boxes on, to give me an idea of the volume of stuff and how much room I have and that sort of thing. But I have to figure out how to do the bed. I might put that on masking tape on the floor with it sideways or something. Anyway. But pajama days are, they're kind of like the feel-good days. Everybody needs a feel-good day once in a while, preferably once a week. Sundays is my slower day. I try not to get on the computer on Sunday except for this and to do my newsletter. If I really got my butt in gear, I could do my newsletter on Saturday. Then I wouldn't have to touch the computer for Sunday except to do my podcast. But it's just sort of like a bit of this and a bit of that, and maybe take a nap and maybe watch a movie, maybe sit and read a book, maybe sit and do some puzzles, that sort of stuff. So whatever you want your pajama day to be, just kick back and relax in it. Get in the car and go through a drive-through in your PJs. Nobody knew. I mean, you guys didn't even know I was wearing my PJs last night when I did my podcast. Yeah. So, and it's the simple joys like that we were talking about yesterday, taking that, just playing for play's sake. Yeah, just playing for play's sake. Yesterday we were talking about just the simple joys like a piece of chocolate with some tea, or the weighted blanket, doing some puzzles, reading a book, watching a movie, just sitting and listening to music and just letting yourself just drift away with the music. Things like that. Just take time out to rest and relax. And you don't even really give yourself permission to do it without guilt. Don't say, oh, but if I do this, then I've got to go do it. No. It's a permission to be free, to relax, to do what you want to do type of day. If you want to sit around in your PJs, sit around in your PJs. I'm looking forward to a day when I can sit around in my PJs and not have to worry about doing anything like housework or anything, or getting ready to move. My weekends between now and when we move are going to be very busy, as are my weeknights. So I'm making sure that I'm planning it out so that I have my work time, I have my getting ready to move time, and then I have my relax time. Because if I just keep going, it's time to go to bed, and without any relaxation beforehand, I know I'm not going to sleep. It's as simple as that. So getting a good night's sleep, getting up early, doing my morning routines, doing the work that I need to do for clients, doing the work I need to do for clients, which takes me up to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, then doing a couple of hours of moving prep stuff, doing the podcast, and then after the podcast, that's it. We are done with the computers and any work. I might go and do another hour of sorting and then go sit down and relax, but then I've got to have dinner somewhere along the way as well. So it might be a slightly late dinner, like around 7, which will be after this. It'll be go prep dinner, sit down around 7 o'clock, do the dinner, maybe go do another hour of sorting, or I just might go and call it quits for the day. But there's going to be a 2-hour window between when I finish work and the podcast, where I'm going to be doing sorting. So doing moving stuff, I should say. And there will be times during the day where I'll be able to sit here and just shred paper. Just put stuff down through I was looking from, there's my note list. Yeah, I can plug the shredder in over there and just sit here and just shred and do that. So, I'm finding little pockets of time. I've got my Post-it notes up on the door here. And this is all it has on there is whatever the room is, sorting. And then it has a time limit, like it might be a 10-minute, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Like I stood in the master bedroom today and I looked around and went, okay, if I was to knuckle in and get this done, an hour and a half tops to get the stuff that's on the floor in the bedroom, get it sorted into keep, go or sell. And so I made the Post-it notes to match that time frame. I gave myself a little extra time on the Post-it notes though. So I've got Post-it notes up there for 5 minutes, 10, 15, anywhere between 10 minutes and 30 minutes I've got up there is what I did for the sorting stuff. And I did different colors for each room And so I'll go along and say, oh, I've got like 30 minutes. Which room shall I go and tackle now? I'm going to go tackle this one. I take the Post-it off with me and I'm sticking it by the light switch in the room. And I put my timer on and we go. And we don't get diverted for anything else. We get in there, we do what we need to do for that 30 minutes. There's 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to see how much of this tabletop we can get cleared in 30 minutes. And, we get the tabletop cleared. We've still got like 10 minutes left. Okay, what's underneath the table that we can get rid of? Do I have any boxes left to unpack or to go through again? Because some of them I've already gone through. Most of my boxes I have already gone through once and sorted into keep. Some stuff's been donated, some stuff's been recycled. And then some of the boxes have already been through once. Some of them I haven't gone through yet. So it'll be a case of going through the keep boxes again because I'm getting ruthless now. Yeah, I'm getting ruthless until I go and open a cupboard and go, oh crap, I forgot about that. Which is what I did today when I was in one of the bedrooms. Oh, how much in this closet do I have to go? Oh, that's full. Like, yes. And then you go and open up another one and you say, oh, well, I've got the whole closet now. I've already been through this once. What else have I got? And then you open up the other side and it's just a pile of plastic containers full of yarn. And I'm sort of like, ooh, I forgot I had all that. Thanks. I might be going to New Zealand with it. I don't know. I might donate it. I don't know. But it's got really cool colors in and it's variegated yarn, which has nice colors in there that I like. And I like creating the blankets out of those particular yarns. So yeah, we shall see. But anyway, I'm out of here. I've rabbited on long enough. Do you want some questions for tonight? Yeah, let's give you some reflection questions. I've got them. I mean, I didn't even look at my notes tonight. Oh, yeah. It's just talking. Yeah, we've already covered all of that. Yep. Don't need to worry about that. Well, there's a good one. Recognize that comfort and productivity aren't opposites. They can walk together. You can be productive on a lazy day. Yes, being comfortable in your PJs. All right, so here's some reflection questions for you. Number 1, when was the last time you gave yourself permission to truly rest? As in going to bed at night and turning off your alarm clocks and just sleeping until you wake up. Or deciding that today you're not going to do any work today. You've got work as in sitting down, earning money type of work. The work I've been doing most of today is sorting, is doing that type of work, not the money creating work. Haven't done any of that today. How does changing up a routine like turning off alarm clocks affect your energy? Well, when my alarm clock went off, I was like wide awake, couldn't get back to sleep. So I was like, just going to get up. And I've been going all day. I haven't napped today. Felt a little tired at times, but haven't napped. And usually if I've gotten up and started moving around or that's helped get over the tiredness thing. What does a pajama kind of day look like for you? Yes. And number 4, how can you create more space for comfort in your everyday life? And with that, we're out of here. And our closing thought for tonight is a solid night's sleep, a lazy Sunday, and a day in pajamas can be just as meaningful as the busiest of days. In the end, what matters isn't how you look while you're doing life. It's the joy and ease you carry while living it. And with that, we are out of here. We will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey,